Man, I love telling stories. And growing up, there was a cast of characters that were in my life, even as I was like a young adult, not even just growing up as a child. It just seemed like to me there were always these crazy people around me. And now that I'm an old dude, looking back, I can say 100% that yes, there was truly a cast of characters that I had in my life. One of these guys, his name was Bobby. We're not going to go with the last name because hopefully Bobby is out there and he's still killing it and he's made some changes and is better off. But my man was absolutely jacked out of his mind with the craziest workout routine I've ever witnessed. The main thing about Bobby, the foundation of this video, Bobby had a methamphetamine problem, and everybody knew it because he told everybody. It wasn't like it was a secret. But listen to Bobby's workout routine. This was crazy. He only worked out 3 days a week. These 3 days were Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, Saturday and Sunday, our gym opened at 10 a.m., it closed at 6 p.m. He would get there as soon as it opened, 10 a.m., and work out until 6 p.m. That's what, 8 hours, continuously working out. And he would still train like with a bro split. It was just super condensed. I mean, you'd go in there at 10 o'clock and Bobby'd be doing his legs. Maybe at 11:30, Bobby would be working out his back. And by the time the day rolled around and it got to the end of the day, Bobby had completed an entire full body workout, hitting body parts one body part at the time. And of course, he had help from his friend. But what people didn't understand was, well, Bobby would stay up all night partying, doing that which it is that I described he does, and he would come to the gym after all of that was not wearing down. It was still in his system, and he was still hyped. But what would happen is after about an hour and a half, my kitty cat's in the way again, of Bobby working out, he would decide that he needed to take a break. And so he would go outside and smoke Newport cigarettes. Now, this was back in the day whenever we still had energy drinks that had ephedra in them. So he would take his break, smoke his cigarettes, and he would drink these ephedra drinks, which really would just prolong the high from the methamphetamines. And Bobby would do this seriously. Friday, the gym opened early, but he would get in there in the afternoon. So we're talking at least a 6 to 7 hour workout period, 3 days a week, back to back to back. And it was so interesting because Bobby's diet wasn't exactly a bodybuilder's diet. He ate whatever he wanted to whenever he wanted to eat it. So you can imagine that he basically existed off of like gas station food, chili dogs, hot dogs, pizza, microwavable ravioli. That was the foundation of Bobby's diet. The main takeaways from this is that going to the gym is really the foundation. Bobby had a crap diet, he had a crap lifestyle, but looking back on it, he actually probably had very good genetics in order to be able to look the way he looked. I mean, I'm not exactly jacked, but Bobby was like single digit body fat, just ridiculously yoked. And it was all because he decided to train. He wasn't concerned about his food. He really wasn't concerned about anything at all other than the gym and taking care of his special habit along the way. Now, I don't know where Bobby's at today. This certainly isn't like a sustainable thing that Bobby could do for the rest of his life because he's not going to have any teeth left after a while. But the main takeaways, like I was saying, is if you'll commit to a routine, no matter how ridiculous this routine may be, if you'll stick with it, you'll actually see results. Bobby didn't have any kind of a structure. He didn't have a coach. He didn't even take supplements other than the ephedra energy drinks that he insisted on drinking throughout his training program. And he would come over and he would tell you all of these wild stories about all the crazy parties that he had been involved with. And honestly, from talking to other people that knew him, he wasn't exaggerating. This dude would literally be out partying all night because we'd see him at the bars, and then he would tell us what happened after the bar closed before the gym opened up, and we all knew what was going down. But it was so encouraging to realize that really, when it comes right down to it, if you'll provide your body with a training stimulus, if you'll hit the gym, you'll get some results. Now, you're going to get better results if you stack that with good eating and recovery and all the things that we know now and accept. But just going to the gym is honestly so much better than doing nothing at all. And it still blows my mind that we can have somebody completely in a full on addiction to methamphetamines and still be healthy in other areas of their life. And to me, it speaks volumes of just gym culture in general. I know tons of people who show up to the gym every day, but they might not get the results that they want. Now, of course, they might not have really good genetics like Bobby, but the point is they're still showing up. Now, they might need to tweak some things so they too can see some progress. But the fact that we've got a guy in full on addiction and he can commit himself on some level to bettering himself physically is really a lot of motivation for me because I know I'm free from that kind of addiction. So when I add in the healthy eating or the healthy eating ish, I mean, sometimes I still eat gas station food. I'm not perfect. But by just controlling a few small things outside of your gym workouts, you're going to be able to hit your goals a lot faster. So listen, I'm not saying we all have to light up an ice pipe or anything like that, but I do think that we can always learn from what's going on around us if we're paying attention. We can incorporate that into our own blueprint, and the success that we're waiting on, we can stop waiting and start walking into our future potential.